Good morning, my dear students. Today's topic is on self-help group. Role of self-help group there to help the rural poor living there in remote areas of this country who are beyond the reach of that formal source of credit. Still they are in need of that funds or that money from money lenders in rural areas. But after getting the ideas of the formation of self-help group, that people taking 15-20 members together, forming that group, contributing around 25 to 100 rupees per member, organizing a fund, depositing that fund there in that bank, getting interest from that bank and disbursing loan there to that active members of that group is the main purpose. So why there is a need of that self-help group? In my last class, last video I said you that instead of formal source of credit, we are not getting everywhere of this country. Mainly the informal source plays a vital role there in rural area. Another point I find here, people they are ignorant about that process to get a loan they are from banks. Third lacunas I got there, they have no sufficient collaterals to submit there to that bank to get a loan. Fourth one, they do not know what is the terms of credit, the rate of interest, the duration of period to repay that. So automatically that people are going to be bankrupted. So new ideas came in this economic world, in this formation of self-help group also. It was a chance created by this, by the government for these people, rural poor people, to at least get loans there from that SHG for different kind of activities. If you are a regular member of that self-help group, then you can claim that loan time to time for various purposes. Many people, for suppose farmer type of people, they took loan from that self-help group there to organize their agricultural activities for the purchasing of seeds, fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides. All these activities were solved easily, number one. Secondly, small businesses in rural areas which had demand and has also now the demand in rural areas that were fulfilled. Many people, I visited a number of areas of that Ganjam district and of Koraput district, who are almost all people of the rural areas are depending on the work of that self-help group. Some are making that using leaves of the trees, use different material to supply to hotels, dhabas. Some people are in Ganjam district, I saw that self-help group are making honey with that process in Chhatrapur area. I saw they are in little remote part of Gulaban area of Barampur that the people are involving themselves. They are in the making of detergent powder and detergent cake. So this self-help group at least created the source of life there for the poor people living in rural areas. So many number of people are not required there to form that self-help group. I said you from the beginning, just 15 to 20 members are required there to form a self-help group, having a capacity to contribute minimum 25 to 100 rupees. This is fund generation, generating fund, depositing in the bank, in the joint account. Again, at the time of need of different members of that society or that group, that can be withdrawn from that bank and can be disbursed to them. So easily, that economic crisis handled by these people earlier result now with the formation of self-help group. Another activities I find here in this chapter Money and Credit, a role of rural banks. Government has now prioritized the formation of rural bank in rural areas, semi-town, small towns, and the villagers can easily reach there within the periphery of 3 to 5 kilometers distance. They can go there, meet their financial needs. They are from the rural banks. And one of such rural banks that was formed, their world famous bank, they are formed there in Bangladesh in 1970 and in the form of a project. And it covered around 18,390 villages spread across Bangladesh. It was a record there. That's why we are getting here this source of credit there in Bangladesh, which is in the form of a case study, is in form of an example given to all people to get that ideas that what is the need of Grameen Bank in our rural India also. And Professor Muhammad Yunus was the founder of that Grameen Bank of Bangladesh, and for that reason he got that Nobel Prize also. For that purpose he was awarded with that Nobel Prize. Because here Grameen Bank, you can understand what are the needs of that Grameen people or that rural people, which cannot be understood by some of the nationalized bank working there in different metropolis or that big towns. Because they have no time, that much borrower and depositors, account holders are there, rushing there in that banks, you cannot get that time. A thick population you will get here in that rural areas, you can easily go there, comfortably meet that managerial people or that bank staffs, and they can talk with you, cannot talk with you very gently there, and easily understanding that process, you can submit a minimum collateral to that banks and get that loans and fulfill your purpose, and different economic activities you can accomplish there, getting that loan from the Grameen Bank. He wanted to prove in the form of a project, Professor Yunus of Bangladesh, that project was successfully working there or worked there in Bangladesh, and he was awarded that Nobel Prize. So see, you cannot imagine 18,390 villages were covered by that man, which is beyond your imagination. My imagination, I cannot imagine. It was a project he started, he was the founder of that bank, and successfully did that and get that benefit. So if we will go through that concept also, development of rural banks. We have rural banks, but not sufficient in numbers. That is required here to be established in rural India. So this is about that money and credit chapter, and in my next chapter of this economics, some of that civics chapter also there, but one of the very important chapter of your economics is your globalization. I will come with that concept and discuss very elaboratively there with you, by which you people can understand and give your opinion whether it is simplified by me. I am able to simplify you to understand on that and give your comment. Thank you for today. Meet in my next class. Watch the video. Wait for the next.